Letting a reality family.
Dragging a balloon with me.
Yes, I am graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
It's not all that
school,
exciting.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Would you like me to make you up a new library card?
What's that?
Well, the next time they have coffee, they're going to say, we got the last one in.
Yeah, that's about
I
it.
think I still have one.
Oh, good for you.
Well, wait a second. Shelley, if you haven't been there in 2 years, do you have any overdue books?
No. The sad thing was I got a letter overdue and we're going to start charging you pretty soon. So I ransacked the house for like 2 weeks looking for this book. And then about then I figured out, wait a minute, they only sent me one letter. They probably got it back by now. So I went to the library and it was at the library. And basically they'd sent me the letter like basically the same day that I turned the book in. I felt so stupid for having trashed the house looking for it.
The feelings never left.
Looking around.
Okay, one without the glasses. There we go. Oh, there's Belden fiddling with his. Okay. Glasses. Where did Chris go? Oh.
She went right there.
There she is. Johnny, take a picture of all us kids.
Stop it. Clap it.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by 8 seniors from the class of 1993. Christopher Dardis, Jennifer Hansen, Amy Hanstead, Michael Klein, Melissa McCulley, Rebecca Olson, Mark Soldier, and Dan Walker. Will the gentlemen please move their hands? Master of Ceremonies this morning. I'm the son of Stan and Sharon Gardis. While at South, I have participated in football, basketball, and track. I have been involved in student council all my years at South and have served as class president for the past 3 years. Next year, I will be attending St. John's University in Calderville, Minnesota. And if you're wondering, yes, I was the one in Teen Magazine, and I know I have a wonderful sister. Thank you all for coming today to witness this grand event. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And now to service with our welcome this morning is Dakota Nelson. Dakota is the daughter of Brian and Mary Nelson. While at South, she has participated in drama, been an editor in journalism, and has served as president of the student council. She has also been extensively involved in Trollwood Performing Arts School and the Imagine Project since the 7th grade. Dakota will be attending Syracuse University next year in New York. Dakota?
Good morning, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Fargo South High class of 1993. Not only is this a graduation, but a celebration of the past, the present, and the future. Today is the day we have been waiting for and greatly anticipating for the past 4 years. Now it's here and it seems almost unbelievable. All of our hard work and dedication has paid off, as today we will hold that diploma in our hands. And with that diploma, take a step into our futures. Today, we are the class of 1993 of Fargo South High, as we will be always. But we are no longer in high school, which means taking a leap into the unknown. In this next stages of our lives, we will be leaving the comfort and security of high school, and for many of us, the comfort and security of our homes. We will learn to be more independent, and as we leave that of which we've known, we will expand our horizons and find out more of who we are. We are at such an exciting time of our lives. We have the whole world and lifetime in front of us. It's as if we're all painters and have a great piece of blank canvas in front of us, which is our world, and a variety of paints, which is the knowledge we've acquired at South High. With these paints, we can create any type of picture that we want, just as we can do absolutely anything in our lives with what we've learned at South. There are no teachers or parents setting guidelines and time limits on this project. It's now all ours, and we have the background and the lifetime to become who we want to be. Thinking back over the past 4 years, a diploma seems to oversimplify all that we've actually learned. Of course, we've learned how to write a paper or execute a formula or run the 9-minute. But actually, what we've learned came from outside the classroom, dealing with each other. All of our teachers have taught us to be book smart, but when it gets down to it, we have been each other's teachers in life. The friendships that we've made have taught us to open up, to share, to trust. Sometimes we've been hurt, which has caused us to be strong. We have challenged and been challenged, which caused determination and dedication. We've supported and been supported, which has taught us to have faith in ourselves and others. We've had our embarrassments, which have taught us humility, and our accomplishments, which have taught us to be proud. Just think back to our freshman year, getting ready for the first day of high school, going to the football games, terrified of the frosh toss, going nuts and ruining Pep Fest. We have all grown so much since the first time we walked through the doors of South High. We've gone through our insecure stages, our experimental stages, our rebellious stages. We've met new people, made more friends. We've had our wonderful times, our devastating times, our goofy times, and our serious times. Through all of them, we stuck together. Of course, we do have our cliques, but those walls are not made of cement and are easy to penetrate. And many people are willing to help another out, even if it's not one of their closest friends. That's what makes the class of '93 different. We are accepting. We're not so caught up in our own little worlds that we are oblivious to those around us. We are aware. Yes, there are labels, but those are foregone, as we all do come under the label of the Fargo South High class of 1993. Thank you.
Now, the orchestra will play for us Overture to the Russian Easter under the direction of Mr. Bruce Lowell. And now, Fargo South Show Choir Pizzazz will be singing the song Hand in Hand under the direction of Mr. Michael Randke, with accompaniment by Miss Melissa Steele. This morning we have two commencement addresses. The first will be given by Robin Rowland. Robin is the daughter of Richard and Judy Rowland. She has two older brothers. One attends North Dakota State University and the other is a pharmacist in South Bend, Indiana. She has participated in student council, captain's council, soccer, and volleyball. She was a member of the 1992 homecoming court. As a freshman and a sophomore, she tutored English as a second language students and plans on attending the University of North Dakota next fall. Robin?
Two Sundays ago, it was senior recognition day at my church. To be absolutely honest with you, I didn't think twice about it as I was getting dressed and combing my hair. I thought that it was just another Sunday. I was planning on attending church with my family, getting my plaque awarded to all seniors, going home, having lunch, and taking a nap. What I didn't plan on was getting emotional and nostalgic. As my pastor Nelson Stone was speaking, I realized that this would probably be one of the last times that I would see him in a long time, as I will not be living in Fargo next year. Being as there are only 5 people in my confirmation class, we all grew quite close. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that has been thinking, this is the last time I'll do this, or this is the last time I'll do that. I know that Tad Gunkelman was thinking about it in gym last week, as he mentioned to the entire class that this was the last time he was going to have to run the 9-minute. Mr. Lockwood pointed out to the seniors 3 weeks ago that this was our last class meeting. I would like to point out to you one more last. This is the last time our entire class is going to be together. Throughout junior high and even elementary school, I have seen some pretty strong friendships develop. Although this is the last time we will all be together, we will always have the strong ties which kept those friendships so close. I'm sure that we have all witnessed some of these relationships at school. For example, Kelsey Shannon and Sarah Call are almost inseparable, as are Jeff Collins and John Beaton. Rarely do you see Karen Brecky without Kira Giesinger, or Justin Thurlow without John Damaris. 3 years ago, I first heard the song Friends by Michael W. Smith. It really is something special to me as I think of all the times my friends were there when I needed them. My friends put up with my crabby days, my obnoxious days, my sad days, and even my stubborn days. They are always there. I know that most of us will be moving in different directions after graduation. For example, Emily McIntyre will be attending the Merchant Marine Academy in New York, and Sean Vanderbeck is joining the Navy. Many of us will be staying close to home, such as Sarah Roberstead and Lee Shear, who will be attending NDSU in the fall. But some of us will be going as far as Arizona, like Pepper Schwartz, or out east, like Amber Oling. In addition, some will be joining the workforce next year, such as Chris Schmaltz and John Gailey. No matter where we all end up, we will always have those few close friends that make life easier and more fun. The first 2 verses of the song, Friends, goes like this. Packing up the dreams God planted in the fertile soil of you. I can't believe the hopes He's granted means a chapter in your life is through. But we'll keep you close as always. It won't even seem you've gone. 'Cause our hearts in big and small ways will keep the love that keeps us strong. When I really think about it, the first verse makes a lot of sense. Packing up the dreams God planted in the fertile soil of you. I see this as meaning that each of us is like a garden with wonderful growing potential. God has planted His seeds in His garden, which are different than ordinary seeds. They are seeds of dreams, hopes, and ambitions. The second part of the verse is, I can't believe the hopes He's granted means a chapter in your life is through. This means to me that in order to fully utilize the wonderful gifts of life that God has granted to us, it is necessary for us to live out our dreams. To flourish as a garden, we must move on. In this way, a chapter in our life is through. I would like to close with the chorus of the song by Michael W. Smith. And friends are friends forever, if the Lord is the Lord of them. And a friend will not say never, because the welcome will not end. Though it's hard to let you go, in the Father's hands we know that a lifetime is not too long to live as friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Our second commencement speech will be given by Tad Gunkelman. Tad is the eldest son of Frank and Pat Gunkelman. During his years at South, they participated in both symphonic and jazz bands, drama, forensics, Key Club, biology explorers, and the swim team. Tad will major in German and environmental studies next year at Middlebury College in Middlebury, Vermont. Thank you. Tad?
Speaking of last, Robin, this is the last time I'm ever speaking in front of this many people. You know, I was going to memorize my speech and walk up and down in front of the podium with nothing on underneath my gown. But I decided I wouldn't tempt fate that way. Also, I was caught by my parents walking out the front door with nothing but a pair of black socks on. That had something to do with it as well. You know, I think too often in commencement addresses, at least those I've witnessed in the past, the speaker focuses primarily on the future and forgets the past. And what I've tried to do is recap our 4 years at Fargo South and sort of sum up what we've learned. And I figured that it would be appropriate in trying to sum up what we learned to revert back to the first thing that we learned, which was our ABCs in elementary school. Each letter stands for something we've learned at Fargo South, and they're all assembled into a poem, with each stanza consisting of about 3 heroic couplets. So without further ado, I give you my poem. All right, I shouldn't have said heroic couplets, I'm sorry. Without further ado, I give you my poem, High School Highlights, what I learned. A is for apathy, listless and lazy, without which senior year would not be quite so easy. We've all had our share of youngins that say, "Did you study for the test? The big one today?" And when we say, "No," and they verbally invite us, we look at them blankly and say, "Hey, senioritis." Now B is for beauty, not aesthetic and lazy, but women and men and everything racy. Stuff like, "Hey baby, now tell me your sign." Or, "Hi handsome, I've heard that many times." This is gonna take a while, guys. In high school, we entered the social scene. Of course, there's never enough time. C is charisma, the ability to lead. This between seniors and sophomores is seen. Some seniors among sophomores have copycat clones. The rest have got siblings that won't leave us alone. As seniors, we are each a wise old sage. It's a good thing we weren't like that at that age. D is dependent, which we aren't anymore. By the way, Mom, this gown really should have been let down some more. At South, we rebel, subtly or no, whether with do-rags or fuzzy beards that we grow or try. Or breaking our curfew, sneaking in like a rat. But, hey, I wouldn't know anything about that. E is for excellence, which South strove for last year. I think we all got an award, whether legit or real queer. Now, the t-shirts are cool, of course, to wear them feels funny. But the stickers were a real waste of time and of money. I mean, where can you put them? On the back of a Ford? Then again, you could christen your starfish ward. F is for faith, and of kinds there are two. Faith in a God and faith in friends too. Now the latter's in both we've all learned to do. H is humility. Now this one's for real, and it's something that we with large egos must deal. I had said naivete for most of my days, till someone said, pronounce it naivete. Well, we fought and we argued and continued to fight, but when we looked up the word, it turned out she was right. Dakota? You were right, I was wrong. Congratulations, you finally beat me on something. I is for ignorance. Take mine, for example. When a buffet up in Canada I tried to sample. Now the bill came to 5 1/4 loonies, but I only had some American money. Well, she took all my money and said that it paid. I got gypped by a cook because of naivete. J is for jobs, those held during school. A balancing act between work and study is the rule. If you work, you can't study. If you study, no work. This little seesaw is one of life's quirks. Job versus school, money versus knowledge. It's really too bad it continued in college. You know, if there's one thing I've learned, it's how to condense. So with K, L, M, and N, I will quickly dispense. Stop, all right? You think it's a cop-out? You think I'm a shyster? Mention 17-page essay to Big Leo Meister. O is for over, which, yes, high school is. No more classes or finals or Orbix pop quiz. Today marks the end of an era for us, but there's no need to cry or quibble or fuss. Just stick all that stuff in a can with a lid. We ain't seniors no more, we're big college kids. P is not for pride, or power, or pickles. P is for puberty, plain and simple. For guys, this means talking in octaves for years. While for girls, the big punctuation marks here. It's not supposed to be this funny. How we got through it, I'm sure I don't know, but that's because I've still got 2 years to go. Q is for the quaint little traditions we had, like mooning the commons, which makes everyone mad. Of course, there are ones that have been laid to rest, like turning our backs at the freshman pep fest. In '89, that one was ended real fast. When freshmen beat up seniors, you know it won't last. R is for rules that hamper us play, like South's dress code, which is really quite vague. And speeding tickets, of which I got only one, and parking tickets, of which I paid none. I guess rules are there to keep us in order, but this class at Fargo South learned how to walk on the border. S means seniority, which we relinquish next year, and become again freshmen, quaking with fear. But as a suave college freshman, I think I can say it beats being a high school senior any day. T is for tolerance, up with people I'm fed that ask,
Where are you going to college next year?
and enough said. U is for unity, something sublime, which comes and goes at interesting times. At the start of the year, it's present real quick, then everyone goes back to the same old cliques. As school nears its end, people get teary-eyed. Because we're splitting up, ironically, we're unified. V is for vacancy, nothing inside, because I've got nothing for W, X, or Y. But Z is for zoiks, like on Scooby-Doo. When Shaggy got scared, say that he'd do. And now I guess we're scared, at least some of us are, like me. Stepping out into nothing, we venture afar. And now that I'm done, I'd just like to say, like Daphne on Looney Tunes, zoiks and away. Have a great summer, guys. Good luck next year.
That was very impressive, Tad. Thank you. And now, Dr. Richard Warner, the principal of South High, will you come and say to the teacher class?
I think since we've run out of time, we won't be able to develop performance now. Before I present the class to Dr. Bennett, I'd like to do a couple of things. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Ed Lockwood, who is the senior administrator for this class of 93, and also would like the students and audience to recognize the faculty and staff that are here for their efforts on behalf of these young ladies and gentlemen during their 4 years. I'd especially like to call your attention to 3 individuals who will not be with us next year, who are retiring. These 3 individuals have given over 80 years of service to the young ladies and gentlemen in the Fargo Public Schools. And they include Mrs. Esther Anderson, who worked in our Library Media Center, Mr. Del Schrock, who is our department chair in the English department, and to Carol Sorum, who is in our science and math department. Would like to thank those 3 for their years of service to Fargo. Now, at this time, I'd like to certify that the students about to graduate and receive their diplomas have met all of the requirements as set forth by the Board of Education of Fargo and also the Department of Public Instruction in the state of North Dakota. And to Dr. Bennett, I present the class of 1993.
Thank you, Dr. Warner. Platform guests, parents, teachers, friends and relatives of the honored class of 1993. I'd also like to say that this class has the honor and distinction of having Governor Schaefer and Nancy with us today. Thank you very much. I'd like to also compliment the student speakers that have done a wonderful job today. Our music, which is terrific as usual, and those many, many people that have handled the details behind the scenes to make this graduation very successful. Thank you to each of those. Today is what I call Super Saturday, the day we call graduation, a day in which we compliment and say thank you to 306 wonderful South High School graduates. It is also a day for parents. I know it's a combination of work, but there's also a great deal of cheerfulness and work combined to make this a successful graduation day. And today, it is also my great pleasure to introduce to you an enthusiastic parent that will be representing the proud parents of the class of 93. A parent that is very dedicated to all South High School students, one that has backed up her love for quality education and youth by donating hundreds of precious hours of volunteer service to youth and the Fargo school system. She has also served as the president of the Fargo Board of Education during the past 12 months. It also reminds us quite often that she is a graduate of the Fargo Central High School. Are there any other Fargo Central High School grads here? If you would, please stand. Karen Fisher was a graduate of the class of 1965. She is a teacher, an administrator, but most importantly, a successful parent. Please welcome Kathy Hawkins.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. The Fargo Board of Education is charged with providing the best education possible for the students in its designated area. For the last 13 years, your outstanding and dedicated teachers have helped you with the opportunity to develop your mind and your body. As a result, you now hopefully have all the skills to think critically, study effectively, exercise appropriately, and utilize all of your creativity. While you will continue to work on all of these areas, I am quite convinced that you are already a very creative group. From the sacrifices have to be made t-shirts in freshman year, to the pig in the locker room this year, the class of 93 has shown they are unique. One particularly creative cheer occurred last fall during girls' basketball. As the game clock ticked down, a loud chorus could be heard yelling, "Isn't that the winning side?" Well, this is the winning side. There is no doubt that the class of 93 are winners. A simple look at the scoreboard shows just some of the things that you have accomplished. You advocated for open campus for sophomores and got it, of course, by then you were juniors. You helped kick off the Strive for Excellence campaign so that seniors could get out of final, as long as you went to class. Had input on the suggested dress code, hats and all, and of course has much to say about the beloved attendance policy. Many of you could give Congress a lesson on how to lobby. The awards of the class of 93 were many. The music department had 33 all-state musicians. 26 orchestra members were presented with Gold Star ratings. and superior awards were given to 30 of our band members. Pizzazz headed to LA and placed fourth among the best in the country. The speech team took first place, while Student Congress and debate had outstanding showings. DECA sent 13 students to the national competition. The Stud Heisman in the yearbook received All-American ratings and put together the Ads for Grads keepsake for all of you. You came together as a class to put on the Braves talent show, honoring a classmate and raising money for a well-deserved charity. This class had National Merit Scholars, Presidential Scholars, and a number of individual scholarship winners. And in the athletic arena, the Bruins definitely had a good year. State champions in boys football and girls basketball on the same day. Now, wasn't that supposed to be next year? State soccer in both boys and girls. Individual champs in girls golf, boys tennis, cross country, with all of those teams placing second, plus a state champ in wrestling. And the winning stats wouldn't be complete without mentioning the Star Thrower Awards. They made people feel good about who they were. And there was so much more. Homecoming, Pep Fest, Snow Week, Homely Queen Contest, Spiritacular, and the well-publicized senior campout. The class of '93 made a lot of things happen. You have had a little help on that high school playing floor. The wonderful teachers who challenged you and made you stretch that extra mile. The ones who truly like students and want them to learn. And your very first teachers. Those parents who knew you were a winner the day you were born. So as you head for the exit sign and a new chapter of your life, I want to congratulate you on behalf of the Board of Education and to thank you for all your efforts that you put into making Fargo Public Schools a good place to be. And speaking as a parent, I want to give a special thank you for all the joy and the happiness that each of you have given to us. There isn't any doubt the class of '93 will always be on the winning side.
At this time, I am pleased and honored to approve the awarding of diplomas to the class of '93. Thank you very much.
Jonathan Beaton.
Nikki Benson.
Kirsta Berg.
Jennifer Burset.
Jeremy Gerke.
Elizabeth Bainey.
Nathan Long.
Sarah Boyle.
Brian Branchner.
Brian Kramer.
Karen Brecky.
Tracy Brighton.
Rebecca Hogan.
Sarah Holton.
Jennifer Homewood.
Sarah Covey.
Terry Ibeck.
Melissa Isaacson.
Mady Iwan.
Brent Jesser.
Penny Jevney.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
Christopher Johnson.
Derek Johnson.
Derek E. Johnson.
Dave Johnson.
Jeremy Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
Tim Johnson.
Eric Jones.
Dwayne Todd.
Angela Kane.
Christopher Gambite.
Sarah Paul.
Robert Kazmarowitz.
Jason Kesselbrink.
Lisa Kahn.
Rebecca Kirsch.
Mick Klein.
Joseph Clemenson.
Vicki Knudsen.
Justin Coughlin.
Michael Kramer.
Scott Cruz.
Craig Kuntz.
Alan Kwan.
Michelle Milan.
Candace Lankto Hire.
Jennifer Lanfear.
Benjamin Larson.
Christopher Larson.
Melissa Larson.
Molly Larson.
Ronald Larson.
Travis Lee.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lillestrand.
Michaela Lindemann.
Michelle Lip.
Jesse Lisberg.
Christine Lorenzen.
Jill Lovell.
Michael Lunder.
Jennifer Luther.
Belden Lyman.
David Molly.
Leisha Mayanu.
Jameson Marshall.
Michael Martin.
Tanya McBain.
Clifford McMahon.
Theodore McCarthy.
Chad McLaughlin.
Michelle
School, the class of 1993.
Congratulations, everyone. And now the concert choir will be singing I Am a Small Part of the World. And now with our closing, Scott Mickish. Scott is the son of Karen and Albert Mickish. He has been a member of the boys' swim team and is a member of the National Honor Society. Scott has been active in the music program during his years in the South, playing the saxophone for both jazz and symphonic bands. He was also a member of the 1992 homecoming court during this past fall. Scott plans on attending the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis next fall. He will pursue a double major in engineering and advertising. Scott?
Good afternoon. When I first found out that I was going to be speaking at graduation, I must admit that I was a little nervous. And I started thinking about the first time that I had to give a speech. I remember it was in the 6th grade, and I believe it was a demonstration speech on how to draw cartoons or something like that. I also remember how nervous I was, and some of the...
Now the concert choir will sing Blessing America.